Today we're going to talk about the Blendtec Total Blender. We're going to give you a number of reasons so that you understand why the Blendtec Total Blender is completely different from all the other blenders on the market. We're also going to get you started with a few different recipes to give you an idea of a number of things that you can make inside of our blender. So let's go ahead and get started right away. Today we're going to start off making a fresh whole juice. Now what I want you to realize is, if you've ever owned a juicer before, you know how they work. You take your fruit and your vegetables, you squeeze it, you get a little bit of juice out, and what do you end up doing with the rest of it? You end up throwing that in the trash. Big waste of money, big waste of ingredients, okay? So what we're gonna do with our Total Blender today, it's gonna be called whole juicing. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna load this up with grapes, okay, at the very beginning. Now you'll notice I'm also using red grapes, which actually have seeds in them. You can take advantage of every part of the fruit and the vegetable. Whatever you wanna put in there is gonna get completely liquefied, even the seeds, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and throw some strawberries in there as well. You'll notice I'm gonna even leave the stems on, okay? The stems have chlorophyll in them. They're very good for your immune system. Things that we wouldn't normally eat, right? Including, and just like, the core of the pineapple. The core of the pineapple is really hard to chew, but that's where the majority of the fiber is, and that's why we want it in our diet, okay? I am gonna add a little bit of banana as well, and this is gonna give us 4 different fruits already in our drink. You can see how nice and healthy this is gonna be, okay? Now, for the 5th ingredient, I'm gonna add some spinach. We're gonna make this a green drink, okay? You can add kale, you can use whatever type of greens you'd like. I like spinach. I'm a little weird. I like the taste of it, okay? So what you're gonna notice though, the leaves and the things that are typically very hard for regular blenders to completely liquefy, this machine is gonna completely blend that up, okay? The machine will shut itself off, okay? So juice is one of the many things you can make with this machine. You can also make hot soups. If I blow this up with fresh vegetables, while it's mixing all those vegetables up and making it into a soup, it'll actually heat up the ingredients for me as well, okay? There's a lot of different options of things that you can make with the Blendtec Total Blender. So let me pour this out and show you how this consistency looks, okay? You'll notice that there's no bits and pieces left over, right? Everything's been nice and liquefied. The process of that is called micronization. What it's doing is actually breaking it down to a cellular level, and why that's awesome is the machine is doing the work that normally my body has to do to absorb all the nutrients, okay? It makes it really easy on our body. So the next thing I want to show you guys is, what do you have to do now typically? You always have to unscrew the bottom, take it apart to clean the blades. Not with the Blendtec machine, okay? The cleanup is very simple and basic with this machine. So let me show you. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a little bit of water here. We're gonna pour in just enough water to cover up the blades and a drop of dish soap. And that's all you need, okay? This jar is stamped by the NSF, which is the National Sanitation Foundation. And this method of cleaning is enough to kill all the bacteria, and the jar is guaranteed not to transfer colors, scents, tastes, odors, anything between recipes, okay? So we've got that on there. I'm gonna use this pulse button that works kind of like a food processor button. I'm just gonna hold that down for about 5 seconds. It'll scrub and clean off the sides of the jar. And it's just as easy as that. All you have to do is rinse it out in your sink at home and you're ready to go to the next recipe. Okay, why this is important is we originally created these machines for restaurants, smoothie bars, places that are constantly doing so many different ingredients. It's very important for them to go in between all of them very quickly so they can get back to the customers and make more money, okay? Now you can have that same technology at home with the Blendtec Total Blender. So we've made some juice. I'm gonna go ahead and make something a little bit different now. We're gonna actually make some homemade ice cream as well, okay? So this ice cream, we call it our Popeyes ice cream recipe. If you've ever seen one of our demonstrations before, this is one of the most popular recipes that we love to make, okay? For this, I'm gonna start out and we're gonna use a little bit of half and half cream. You can use any type of milk or milk alternative that you'd like. I like the consistency that the half and half gets me, and it's a little bit healthier than typical ice creams that you're gonna buy at the store, okay? So we've got a little bit of half and half. For flavoring, I love using imitation almond extract. This gives you a little bit of a pistachio taste, okay? To sweeten it up, you can use sugar, you can use honey. I actually prefer to use a little bit of agave. It's a little bit more of a natural sweetener, okay? And now, this is one of the tricks to our ice cream, okay? I'm gonna add a little bit of protein powder here to our ice cream. And what this is gonna do, it's gonna help thicken it up. It's gonna give it a little bit of flavor as well. This is a great way to get those extra ingredients and nutrients that you might not get throughout the day in your diet. And the best part is, this ice cream is so good, even the picky eaters that don't like trying new things, they're gonna love this ice cream, okay? I like adding a half a banana as well, just for more flavor. It helps make that ice cream a little bit creamier. Now, like I mentioned, we call this Popeyes ice cream because I'm gonna go ahead and add some more of that spinach. We had it in our green juice. We're gonna have some in our ice cream here as well, okay? Throw a little bit of that in. We get all the benefits of the vitamins and minerals. And I'm gonna go ahead and add a lot of ice. Now you tell me what would happen if you put this in your typical blender at home, right? You're gonna find a lot of problems. It might burn up your motor, might not even wanna start blending. So you can see we can use a lot of ice in the Blendtec Total Blender because remember, it's got that 3 peak horsepower motor, okay? Pop my lid back on there. We'll go back to our different pre-programmed cycles. We've got one here in the corner for ice cream. I'm just gonna go ahead and give that one push. And you'll notice it's just that easy and it starts crushing up all the ice. Now, if I notice that I need to add additional ingredients, I don't need to stop the cycle. I can just go ahead and add it and let the cycle continue its course. Just like the juice cycle, it's gonna change